Okay, so you've put in the hours, you've aced the exams, you've mastered the theory. But here's the thing, in the real world, even the most brilliant ideas can just fall flat without one single crucial element. So how do you actually bridge that gap between what you know in your head and real career-defining success? Well, today we're going to build the ultimate professional toolkit to show you exactly how. So let's just start with a really important question. Think about it. You've got the formulas, you know the theories, you can solve incredibly complex problems. But with all of that amazing technical knowledge, what is the one skill that truly separates the good from the great in pretty much any career?
And here's the answer. It's not just about what you know. The real game changer is how well you communicate it. That right there, that's the crucial bridge between a brilliant idea that's stuck in your head and a successful project that actually comes to life.
And that brings us to the blueprint for our entire professional toolkit. We're talking about that it factor, that thing that makes some people just stand out. And it all boils down to mastering interpersonal skills. So what exactly are interpersonal skills? Well, you can think of them as the operating system for human connection. They are literally the abilities that let us build rapport, share our ideas, and work effectively with everyone around us. It's really the art of turning your individual talent into collective success.
And let's be super clear here. This is not some fluffy, soft skill or a nice to have. These abilities are absolutely non-negotiable in today's world. I mean, from the second you walk into a job interview to every single team project you're a part of, strong interpersonal skills are the foundation of your success, period.
All right, let's get our hands dirty and start building this toolkit. We're going to begin with the first set of core tools, the ones that are all about speaking and commanding a room with real confidence. Building vocal confidence isn't about some kind of magic trick. It's a process, and we're going to follow 3 key steps. First, we'll start with some safe practice. Then we'll move on to absolutely nailing that critical first impression, and finally, we'll learn how to make a real impact in group discussions. So let's look at our first tool, role-playing. Now, I know it might feel a little strange at first, but think of this like a flight simulator for your career. By practicing those tough conversations, like negotiating a deadline or dealing with a tricky client, in a low-stakes setting, you're building muscle memory. That way, when the real situation happens, you're not just reacting, you're executing a plan you've already practiced. Next up, let's perfect that all-important first impression. A powerful self-introduction, it's not just your name, it's your personal headline. Just look at this example. In 3 super short sentences, Rahul establishes who he is, his field, and his ambition. It's clear, it's confident, and you know what? It's memorable. Now, this is a big one. It's so important to understand the context of the conversation you're in. A group discussion is not a debate. In a discussion, the goal is collaboration. You're all building something together. A debate, on the other hand, is about winning. Knowing that difference is what separates a true team player from a lone wolf. And hey, when you're presenting a technical topic, your job is to be the guide. Your job is to untangle all that complexity for everyone else. The goal is always, always clarity. That means simple visuals, plain language, and direct eye contact. Your confidence doesn't come from showing off how much you know, but from how well you can make your audience understand. Okay, speaking is only half the battle. So now, let's add some precision tools to our kit. These are the skills that go beyond the spoken word and get into reading and writing effectively. One of the absolute best ways to grow is to learn from people who have already done it. Reading interviews and biographies of high achievers, well, it gives you direct access to their mindset, their challenges, their strategies for success. It's basically like having a mentor right there on your bookshelf. But you have to read strategically. So think of skimming as your aerial view. You're flying over a document just to quickly get the main point. Scanning, on the other hand, is your sniper scope. You're looking for a very specific target, a name, a date, a key number, and ignoring everything else. Mastering both of these will save you an unbelievable amount of time. Okay, so let's flip it around. What if you have to write about someone else, maybe for a company newsletter or an introduction? The goal here isn't just to list a bunch of facts. You want to craft a compelling little mini story. Stick to simple, formal language, but really focus on weaving their key achievements into an inspirational narrative. So we've got our core structure and we've got our precision tools. Now it's time for the final polish. These are the tools that add that extra layer of professionalism and finesse that really makes you stand out. Let's talk about the foundation of all of this, sentence structure.
A brilliant idea is totally useless if the structure holding it up just collapses. Clear, correct grammar is that solid foundation. Seriously, without it, even the most groundbreaking concepts are just going to crumble into confusion.
And finally, let's add a little color to our communication. Idioms. They're like shortcuts to a shared understanding. When you use a phrase like break the ice or time is money in the right way, you're not just speaking the language, you're showing you have cultural fluency. It makes your communication so much more vivid and helps you connect with people on a deeper level. So, let's just step back for a second and look at what we've built. We started with a blueprint, that it factor of interpersonal skills, and now we have assembled a complete toolkit. We've got tools for speaking, for reading, for writing, and for adding that final crucial polish. And really, it all comes down to this simple but incredibly powerful truth. Good communication doesn't just contribute to success, it actively creates it. It is the engine that powers everything, from teamwork and innovation all the way to your own personal career growth. Your toolkit is officially ready. And these aren't just abstract ideas, they are practical instruments that you can start using today to build relationships, to share your vision, and to shape the career you've always wanted. The blueprint is in your hands.
So really, the only question left is this. Which tool are you going to use first? Are you going to rehearse your introduction until it's second nature? Are you going to tackle that big report using skimming and scanning? The choice is all yours. Go on, start building.